Welcome back to my channel. I am Michelle Mills. I'm a certified health coach and eczema expert, eczema coach, and I help you guys heal your eczema naturally. Today is a Q&A. You guys asked me a bunch of questions on Instagram, and we are going to go through these questions, and I will try to answer as many as I can in this video. The first question asks, what are Candida-friendly vegetables? So if you do not have the Ultimate Eczema Food Guide, go to coachmichellemills.com/food guide and get the Ultimate Eczema Food Guide. It's basically a massive spreadsheet. It will tell you if things are high and low in salicylates and histamines. We're going to show you right now. Let's see. Vegetables, fruits, grains, meats, nuts, seeds, spices, and its relationship to whether or not it feeds Candida. So it is very inexpensive right now. It's about $12 every single month for a subscription to this. It will say, does a certain vegetable feed Candida or not? So if you are super curious and you have Candida, the entire spreadsheet is filled out for Candida. Like, I know that one like the back of my hand. I know it feeds it and I know it doesn't. But just to name a couple, the whole group of cruciferous vegetables do not feed Candida. Broccoli, cabbage, leeks, bok choy, any sort of vegetable that is green will not feed Candida. Zucchinis, spinach, lettuce, like you can get away with eating a lot of vegetables when you have Candida. The vegetables that will feed Candida are more starchy vegetables, things like cassava, sweet potatoes, carrots, certain like sweet vegetables like butternut squash, but those vegetables will only feed Candida if your Candida is very severe. Now, corn is not a vegetable. Corn is a grain, and corn feeds Candida, just so you guys know. There is a question here that is all about stress and flaring in the morning and how that's related to cortisol. Basically, first thing in the morning, your cortisol will spike, and it basically just wakes you up. It's normal, it does that. But when you are sensitive to stress, basically adrenal fatigue is something that doctors are saying that people have too often. It's not actually that common. However, I know that there are so many body systems that play into eczema, and your adrenals play into eczema. So if you are flaring first thing in the morning, there's an imbalance in your stress hormones and the way that your body's reacting. So you can actually get something called a Dutch test done. This will tell you how your body's reacting to stress and stress hormones, and it will also tell you about your regular hormones like your estrogen or your testosterone. It's for both genders, and it is a Dutch test, and it will say if you are having issues related to that. If that is true, there are herbs and things called adaptogens like ashwagandha, maca powder, not matcha powder, and mushrooms. And if you start taking these, you can start to heal your body's adrenal system. So if you're somebody who sees flares right when they're waking up, when your cortisol is spiking, you might need to incorporate vitamin C first thing in the morning. Also really helps with cortisol. So hopefully that helps you. Do low levels of antioxidants in the body cause or worsen eczema? From my understanding, no. And I say this to say antioxidants are related to free radicals. Free radicals are basically oxidative stress in your body. There's an extra something that's not where it's supposed to be. And free radicals can come from too much sun exposure. It can come from eating the wrong foods, heating your food up in plastic and eating it. It can come from using toxic chemicals. And when you consume antioxidants, it fights the free radicals. But this is not related to eczema at all. A lot of antioxidant-rich foods are too harsh for people with severe eczema. So it's often the foods that are super high in antioxidants that we have trouble eating. Very rich colored vegetables or fruits. So the synopsis of that is there are antioxidant rich foods that are still good for eczema, like wild blueberries, purple sweet potato. They're rich in anthocyanin, and this is an antioxidant. It helps fight free radicals, which can help your skin, but more so in the relationship of free radicals and not really in the relationship of eczema. Can we ever drink coffee again once healed? Yes, definitely. You can definitely get to a place where your body handles that sort of thing just fine. There is a whole healing process that your body has to go through to get to that point. But once you're at that point, your liver should be able to tolerate caffeine. Your adrenals shouldn't get too crazy from the caffeine. Your gut should not be reacting to the sulfur in coffee. You definitely should be able to incorporate it in moderation, like 1 cup a day, once you're through the healing process. I still actually struggle with caffeine. I can get extremely caffeinated on a very small amount of caffeine. I think that I've been setting myself up for failure the last 4 years. Like, I just fall into habits that aren't good for my gut. So if I can get my gut to a consistently healthy place, I should be able to have like chocolate and coffee again. Effect of oral contraceptives and eczema. I believe that oral contraceptives and eczema are linked because of Candida. Changes in your hormone profile can cause an imbalance of your gut microbiome, causing Candida. That's my theory. But I don't have a whole lot of information on this. Oral contraceptives do so much damage to the body that I can't even get into it. I'm not knowledgeable on this, so we're just gonna leave it at that. What condiments are okay for eczema? None of them. If you're an American and you like ketchup, mustard, blah, 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 they're so bad for your skin. It's only because like the standard condiments are so full of garbage that they are so bad for your eczema. Like a traditional ketchup, like a Heinz ketchup, has high fructose corn syrup. That literally is the recipe for eczema. It is so bad for your skin. It also has artificial coloring in it, which can cause issues with your hormone profiles. Standard mustard has bad coloring in it. However, I will say there are clean ones that you can use. It depends on the severity of your eczema. If your eczema is severe, I would stay away from all condiments. I went through a period of time where I could only put salt and pepper on my food. But if you have moderate to mild eczema and maybe your eczema is related to Candida, you can have like a stone ground brown mustard. Read the ingredients, check that it's just like mustard and vinegar and stuff. You do not want your condiments to have sugar in it. You do not want soy sauce. You don't want coconut aminos. You don't want pretty much anything in the beginning stages of your eczema healing, if it's severe. How do you dress your salads? It depends on the severity of your eczema. Basically, the more severe, the more food issues you're gonna have. The less severe, the less food issues you're gonna have. However, I really do think that less severe to moderate eczema is related to stress and Candida. Like when I'm referring to Candida, not everybody with eczema has Candida. You might have some sort of imbalance, whether it's SIBO, hydrogen SIBO, methane SIBO, hydrogen sulfide SIBO, Candida, whatever. You have a gut imbalance. That was a whole rant just to say the more severe your eczema is, the less foods that you probably want to eat. Going back to the Ultimate Eczema Food Guide, the reason why this is important for you to use is because you can see if things are good for your gut, whether they're high or low in salicylates, whether they're high or low in histamines, whether they feed Candida, whether they have nitric oxide, whether they have an effect SIBO. And so you can basically see and filter things so that you can see like, oh, well, this food seems like across the board, it's pretty easy for people with eczema to eat. All that being said, how do I dress my salads? Olive oil, sea salt, black pepper. Right now, if I were to make a salad, it would have spinach, lettuce, chicken, sesame seeds, olive oil, sea salt, black pepper. I can't tolerate garlic or onion right now, which blows my mind. How do you have a strong mind to eliminate fridge foods? Fridge foods are fried foods, refined sugar, eggs, dairy, gluten. They're basically the first things that I want you to cut out of your diet if you have not cut anything out of your diet before. I think for me and for a lot of people who can easily eliminate those, it's understanding how bad they are for your body. You literally do not want to cause yourself cancer. You do not want to cause eczema. You do not want to be causing diabetes, stroke, heart attack, dementia, Alzheimer's, right? Fridge foods. There are so many articles online linking them to those diseases. In my journey on the elimination diet, like I just felt too good from taking everything out and eating things that my body loves, that if I eat something off, I feel bad. And I think a lot of people don't know how it feels to feel good. Like, you're in a state of inflammation all the time. You don't know how it feels to feel good and healthy. But once you do, you don't want to go back. So I hope that's helpful. Do you think that Karen Fisher's diet also helps with Candida? Karen Fisher has a book called The Eczema Diet. I started my entire journey with this diet. It went too slow for me. And I think it's because it doesn't target Candida specifically. I think it's a good place to start for sure. I know that that diet like allows fruits and grains, and it allows maple syrup and brown rice syrup and stuff. When you have severe Candida and like you're dealing with severe eczema from Candida, like you can't eat those things. Maple syrup, there are arguments where people say that you can have maple syrup to heal Candida. No, I can feel it in my own body. I cannot have maple syrup. Like, the Candida just sucks it up and like multiplies when I have it. That was another rant. What is that supplement you take to protect against the UV rays? Yes, I take a supplement called polypodium. There is research that shows that it protects your skin from screens, and it protects your skin from the harmful rays of the sun, and it also is linked to helping with eczema. So I take 2 tablets of polypodium, especially in the summer months, and I do not sunburn anymore, but I also don't push my limits. Like, I'm not telling you to not wear sunscreen, but I am saying if you want an extra layer of protection, it is a supplement that is extracted from a South American fern. I've been using it for like 3 years now, and it is my favorite. The effect of nightshade vegetables on eczema: a lot of time nightshades are high in histamines and salicylates. The reason why people with eczema can't tolerate nightshades is not because nightshades are bad for you. It's because our liver is often overworked. We usually have non-alcoholic fatty liver, and nightshades are usually just higher in things that your liver can't tolerate. I don't really believe in the whole nightshade vegetable situation as like, those are 100% bad. I think you can add them in later on. I just bought a red light bulb. How often do you use it? Do you wear eye protection? So the way that I use red light is I have a lamp that's sitting right there, and in the lamp there is a color changing light bulb. I switch the light bulb to red, and I allow my whole room to be red. One, it really relaxes me, and it allows, like, I usually read actually with red light. So that's how I do it. I'm not putting it like close to my face. I'm not using it on my eczema. I just use it like in my room to relax my body after a long day. Is it okay to eat mushrooms if you have Candida? Some people say no because they say mushrooms are moldy. I say yes, it's fine. They will not feed Candida. Mushrooms are one of the easiest things for people with eczema to eat. I think they are high in histamines. Usually people with TSW, topical steroid withdrawal, have an issue with histamines. Yeah, mushrooms are high in histamines, but they're low in salicylates. They're great for your gut. They have so many vitamins and minerals in them. It's a weird, very weird vegetable. Why does my TSW flare up mostly on my neck? There are a lot of resources that are better than I am for TSW, like itsan.org. Essentially, the reason why it occurs on your neck, chest, face has to do with the density of blood vessels and the thinness of your skin. Steroids will thin your skin even more. It's like related to that. And when you come off of it, the first stage of TSW is that your blood vessels are dilated. They say that during this stage, you should stay away from foods that are high in nitric oxide. The Ultimate Eczema Food Guide, I've been writing things that are high and low in nitric oxide. Basically any food that causes your blood vessels to dilate even more. So in the first stage of TSW, you kind of want to avoid foods that are high in making your blood vessels get bigger even more. In the later stages of TSW, you want to actually keep your blood flowing, which is something that I've recently learned, which is super cool. Is it normal to have sensitivity to sunlight when going through TSW? Yes, it's normal, but I do not know why. If I start eating something and it makes me itchy and my skin starts to bleed, what does that mean? I don't know, because there's a lot of different answers to this question. I would recommend to you to get omega-3 into your diet. So include flax oil, eat salmon, take a cod liver oil supplement, eat any fatty fish like sardines, mackerel, because it sounds like there's a lot of inflammation and it sounds like maybe the foods that you're eating are drying your skin out more. It also kind of sounds like TSW to me. If anybody watching this has more information on anything that I've spoke about, please write it in the comments down below, because it's very helpful for all of us. I'm here to start conversations, and I'm okay to be wrong about anything. There are some things that I will argue on, like the whole Candida fruit situation. I have my reasons and I've done my research, but most everything else you can probably convince me or start a conversation, and we can figure out how the community reacts, if it's different for every person. I'm totally open to all of that. I actually got a lot of questions in here talking about like the first stages of TSW. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to help you guys through that. The amount of inflammation is so severe. Like, I know you can use diet, but I'm gonna have to ask my Instagram community how to get through the first stages of TSW, because I've had clients with it, I've talked to you guys, I don't know, unfortunately. I've had eczema since I was 9 or 10 years old on my face and body. What should I do? Honestly, I've been hearing a lot of stuff, and I feel like a lot of eczema is truly related to Candida. Eczema on the hands is usually not related to Candida, like the blistering and everything. It's due to a skin microbiome shift by washing your hands too much. You can soak your hands in Dead Sea salt, like it's different. But like body eczema, I think it's just so related to Candida, honestly. And I just made a video not too long ago about Candida, so you guys can watch that and get a grip on it. But this video can go on forever. I hope this video helped you guys. I will see you in my next video, and let me know if you guys like these Q&As. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram to participate in the Q&As, and I will see you in my next video.
I like crashing waves, but I wanna see them at first light after a long night, and see the sky take shape